Ladies and gentlemen, hello, how are you? I am the Kinformant, back with some more interesting kin news. I'm going to be covering, maybe not as in depth as the first time, but definitely will be covering the bi-weekly update posted on the Kin Foundation subreddit by UL for September 22nd, 2 days ago now. So, just to get right into that, when we're talking about the ecosystem team, basically the big takeaway was that Kin is now being integrated into Perfect 365. They've already seen that in the number of transactions and the number of wallets created. That's already kind of started to increase, and they wanted to make it clear that the integrations into Perfect 365 will not just be like in Kinit, where you can take quizzes and polls and whatnot, but these experiences, some new ones will be created in order to integrate ways of earning and spending Kin within Perfect 365 that make sense for the app. So whatever that may entail, the Kin team would like us to know that they are currently working on that, and also the fact that the ecosystem team is working closely with Kik to scale the integration and to reach more users with relevant offers. The big reason right now that they haven't really pushed Kik integration, which a lot of people have been kind of complaining about, is the fact that they are still working on the backup and restore functions, which is it's a very big deal, something very important to have. Personally, I think there are a few things that would be more likely to turn me away from Kin or any project really than the possibility of me, losing my phone and losing whatever Kin I had earned. So, as they work on the backup and restore functions, it seems that once those things are kind of squared away, we will be seeing more Kik integration with Kin. For the developer platform, the team wanted to let us know the fact that the dates have been adjusted for the developer program. It's now being launched, or rather the day for the demo day, has been moved back 13 days to October 15th because they talked to all the developers who said they generally needed more time to create the experience that they wanted to for demo day. So I'm sure some negative Nancys will take this as another Kin thing that has been pushed back, but every time the Kin Foundation has pushed back a development, whatever comes out of it, even if it may be a little bit later than what they first said, is always incredible, and this will really allow the apps to be doing everything they need to, and to be in a very good place, and to be working to the full effect that they should be and that the teams want them to be for the demo day. A big thing right now, like I said before, is the backup and restore functions. Some people were talking about how it should be easy, you should just be able to take the backup and restore code and throw it into whatever app. It's not that easy. The Kin team wanted to let us know that they are working on it and that should be ready to be rolled out in mid Q4, so we can look for that somewhere around middle of November, maybe a little bit later, maybe a little before. But that will allow us to, across the board, have these apps running with all of the basic, more beta level functions that the Kin team and a lot of consumers feel that they should. They also told us about the fact that they are working on the Unity plugin. When it's finished, the partnership will kick off to its fullest extent. A timeline can't be laid out right now, but they've made this their priority, and they say that this, combined with the new CMO, Matt DiPietro, coming on board, means that when the partnership is available to roll out soon, it will be a full rollout. They will go all out. When it comes to the blockchain team, there are two big things right now. One is federation. This concept is a little confusing. Basically, it's that for a blockchain to be considered decentralized, it needs to have a certain number of nodes. The number that was set is 7, excuse me, and the team is currently working on that in order to make the blockchain up to the standards that most other similar projects are currently held up to. And the other thing that the blockchain team wanted to talk about was the swap mechanism. It was discussed that the atomic swaps may be pushed back a little bit because of things like the backup and restore function and this federation stuff that has popped up that needs to be in order before we can kind of implement this. So the big one being the Federation. They have the solution, the technology to be able to do the atomic swaps, but when they have the Federation, that is when they will be able to incorporate atomic swaps fully. One other thing, not really one other thing, another part of the team, the Kinit team, is working on something that I think is, I don't know, it's a very great development, especially based on some of the criticisms I've heard from friends and family about the Kinit team. They're currently working on the logic of task assignments, doing this to learn users' preferences, what kind of quizzes they like, and new logic to determine who gets what tasks and when, saying that in the future you may be able to skip tasks, which would be good for both the consumers who may not want to do a certain task and also for businesses to learn that the tasks they're putting out may not be so enticing. But this isn't specifically stated, but this does seem like a general movement forward that would allow the users to get quizzes more tailored to them. So, a thing I heard from my dad who uses Kinit was that he doesn't really know which hairstyle looks best, which outfit looks best. So having something where it's more tailored to the user themselves will be a big boost and will really help us out with getting and retaining users who find interactive tasks that are more specific to them. That, they said, will take about a month or two, and that's kind of that. They added a little extra note to the bottom saying that for 2019, the goal is to connect and grow the ecosystem, to scale it up to millions of users, to build the identity layer so that your kin will be able to be carried over into other apps. You don't have to have a separate balance for every app, and working on the swap mechanism. They also said that they are working on buffing up the user experience within kin for the peer-to-peer experiences and whatnot, which will allow more earn and spend opportunities. And on the business side, as they say, something they're looking forward to, or planning for 2019, is to launch the Kin Rewards engine and to bring on more partners and developers. So that really covers most of what was talked about in the bi-weekly update. In other general Kin news, one thing that I thought was pretty cool, Chase EB, who has specified he would like to be called that instead of Chase Ebe, him and the Kinny team have gotten an Android that they can use for development. So no longer are they relying on an emulator. They can actually do it right there on their phones live with the APK. And there's a photo of that out right now on the Kin Foundation subreddit. It looks great. The user interface looks great. Color scheme, everything. Looks like a great app that we can really look forward to. Another thing I just wanted to mention, if anyone is watching this that maybe doesn't know too much about Kin, just to go over their partnerships as we stand. Those partnerships being the 7, Kick, Imvu, Truex, Unity, Swelly, Perfect 365, and Black Hawk Network. So showing that even in Kin's kind of more infant stage, we have a lot of partners, a lot of big name partners on board, and that will only continue to grow into the future. Last thing I would like to talk about. Kin was added to blocktivity.info. If you don't know what that is, it is a website that records the activity on a bunch of different blockchains, things like the number of transactions and whatnot. And as Kin's goal is to be the most used cryptocurrency, it's important to know where we stand compared to other coins. About a week ago, right before the Perfect 365 announcement and rollout, we were sitting at rank 14, which is still very impressive, above coins like Dash, ZEC, which I think is Zcash, but I'm not as up to date on other crypto projects these days, and Monero, or XMR. So Kin was in position 14 with about 20-some thousand transactions. With the integration of Perfect 365, maybe it was less than that because it wouldn't make sense. But with the integration of Perfect 365, I can positively, 100% accurately say Kin is now up to rank 9, beating things like Bitcoin Cash, Dogecoin, Nano, and Litecoin, sitting pretty at 31,000 daily transactions, the average being 33,000. This puts us very close to coins that have a larger user base generally, and projects that some people would think of as more developed and more fleshed out, like Waves, Ethereum Classic, I think it's called Komodo, But yes, as we continue to climb, we can get up, if we can beat 73,000 transactions or 77,000 on average, we will be ranked number 6, which would be huge. After that, the climb is more, it's a lot larger, especially compared to the current number of users, but knowing that things like Perfect 365 and their integration will be continuously rolled out to more and more people throughout the upcoming month, it's not so outlandish to think we may be up there in rank number 5, where Ethereum currently sits with an average of 488,000 daily transactions. And honestly, getting all the way up there to number 1 is not that crazy. The average for BTS, the cryptocurrency, not the Korean pop band, BitShares, is only 963,000. Now, I know that that seems like a lot compared to the 30,000 Kin has right now, but knowing the partnerships we have, knowing the huge number of users that these projects are about to be rolled out to, it's not so crazy to think that we could be up there in not so long, not a lot of time. So, that is all I really have to share today. I would like to say on a personal note from the video about a month ago, thanks for everyone giving me well wishes going into college. It's a very interesting new experience, but yeah, I hope that it doesn't interfere too much with the most important thing in my life right now, which is Kin. So, thank you all for watching very much, and I hope to see you again soon. I am the Kin Foreman. See ya.